They've invested in 900 startups, almost $10 billion.
Yes.
How many investors? About 20,000 plus?
We have 5,000 investors on the Angel AIF and they have invested about 1,400 crores.
आपके हिसाब से स्टार्टअप इन्वेस्टमेंट में पैसे रियली बनते हैं?
अभी आप एक कंपनी में 5 लाख डाला और वो सोचेंगे दैट वो 5 लाख मेरा 1 करोड़ बन जाएगा, नहीं बनेगा.
Talk about women as entrepreneurs.
So I think this is the deeper question, right? Because I don't want to make it sound that, it's very easy. It is not easy.
Nandi, I have heard a lot about your treks. मैंने कभी ट्रैक नहीं किया और मेरे को बहुत मन है.
As a founder, I've realized that fitness is more about mind, body, integrating for you to be ready for the stress of the day. I don't believe that as a founder you should throw the stress on your team. चिल्लाओ जाके, वो सब cool नहीं है यार. आप बताओ मुझे, how did you write your first check?
मैंने तो ये देखा कि मेरे को कितने लोगों ने चेक दिया जब मैं शायद 2 बार फेल कर सकता, बट मेरे में इंटेंट था, तो मैं बस वो इंटेंट ढूंढता हूँ.
Tell me as a founder, I would love to know what are your red flags as an investor?
As an investor, for me, ग्रेट. आज शांति आई है हमारे ऑफिस में. सो गुड टू हैव शांति.
Thank you for having me.
Shanti, you won't believe that a few months back when we met for the first time, you said in that conversation कि मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने बोला ये जिप वाला कौन है, because we are part of the Let's Venture portfolio.
Yes.
But the good part that I learned in that conversation is that you didn't even know कि हम आपके पोर्टफोलियो हैं. मतलब that's when the company becomes big and you've built it for so long. मतलब हमारे लिए जब हमने बिजनेस शुरू किया था, आई थिंक लेट्स वेंचर से चेक मिल जाए, वीकैट से चेक मिल जाए, वाज वन ऑफ द थिंग्स. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग एन इन्वेस्टर ऑफ आवर कंपनी एंड थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग ऑन द पॉडकास्ट.
Thank you, Akash.
ग्रेट. तो पहले ये जानना चाहूँगा, आई मीन दैट हाउ हैज़ योर जर्नी बिन? आई थिंक आई सॉ योर प्रोफाइल, यू built a few companies, you worked somewhere, and then you started Let's Venture. Which year you started this?
2013.
So just a little bit of a backstory before 2013.
Absolutely. So actually, I'm more a tech founder than an investor. I like to think that I am actually more building something for founders, and being the investor is accidental in the journey, honestly.
Accidental investor.
Accidental investor. So 2001, I started a technology company where I was the head of engineering. So we were building a residential gateway, which the entire thesis of that product was that the entire home is going to be networked and we need a technology stack where all devices are going to be connected. Wow. And we were building a residential gateway. So this was a hardware and a software solution, and I was heading software there. Amazing. And we built the entire protocol stack. So we built IP security, 802.11, Bluetooth, all of the protocol stacks in those times. Wow. Right? And did interoperability with the Cisco CMTS. So it was completely the cable DSL integration into the home. And very interesting journey. And there we raised our first check of 3.5 million, where Westbridge Capital came to India, and we were one of their first investments when they came.
In that business, which you were a co-founder of.
I was a co-founder.
And the head of engineering and CTO.
Yes. And interestingly, the money hit our bank on September 10th, 2001. And then 9/11 happened. So as part of being a founder, what I realized is you should always know that sometimes there are things which are not in your control. Right? And there are macros which play out. Just like COVID went and disrupted so many businesses.
Goosebumps to hear that. आपके check आया और अगले दिन 9/11 हो गया.
And I was in Denver running an interoperability test in the cable labs division. And my CEO calls me and he says, you should go have a good dinner because the check has hit the bank and, we are on our way now to deliver what we want. And 9/11 happens. And I, of course, got stuck in the US for 2 weeks after that. Yeah. But the interesting part was that a lot of LOIs we had from large companies, they started withdrawing it because large companies said, we don't want to forward invest in technology because, we want to now preserve. We don't want to look at this. And the entire market shifted. Oh. Right? And then we had an exit. We sold our business to a services company. Yeah. And then I joined HP. And there I was heading again engineering. I was heading a entire business there in terms of the network business of HP. Then moved to the US where I actually launched HP's App Store, right? And always all throughout, I think I have always enjoyed the process of creation, that 0 to 1 journey.
Everyone loves it, huh?
It is actually a very different kind of an experience, because I think we are fortunate if our minds are wired for 0 to 1, because you are in the process of creation, right? Like there's value creation which is happening, and it's a very different mindset for a 0 to 1 person, right? Because you have to be comfortable with ambiguity, you have to be comfortable with unknowns, you have to be comfortable with knowing that you could go down like a year into your journey and then realize that this is not actually what I started out to do, right? And that ability to sense it and not just keep going down the slope and hurtling down the slope, right? And build momentum into a direction where you don't want to go. The ability to draw back, internalize it, come back to the drawing board and say, probably this is not what I want to do, right? I think that is a very different skill, right?
And you felt that?
I have actually seen that a lot. And, like Steve Jobs says, you actually connect the dots when you look back. And it's so true. Yeah. I mean, there is no rocket science to what he said. We all know that, right? As you're building companies, when you look back, you know that those 2-3 decisions were wrong. True. Right? But can you acknowledge it? It was wrong. Can you come back and then say, I want to make it right? Yeah. I think that's the constant process of learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So went to HP to US. And then came back, and then I had a lot of founder friends. So I had been a founder, I had done a corporate. I said, यार सब कुछ कर लिया, मतलब startup कर लिया, corporate कर लिया, अब तो मतलब कुछ करने की नहीं है बाकी. So I went and joined a non-profit.
After HP?
After HP. I came back and I started teaching physics and maths to kids, right? So actually got completely into a non-profit.
For how many years?
That was for about 2 years. So actually went to an orphanage, was teaching maths and English to children. And then I realized I'm not a teacher. You have to also, when you do things, is when you know what you don't want to do. No, I also think that doing is creating awareness, which actually makes your decision-making process better. There will never be awareness without action. True. Right? Because you have to sometimes, like, you do something in life. I totally agree. And then you feel, यार ये नहीं करना मुझे.
But करे बिना नहीं पता लगता.
करे बिना नहीं पता लगता है. Right? Yes. Always that, right? And while it sounded like really nice, like, like really a good feeling where you have a righteous position in life, right? Like, I am now helping. Like, there's nothing wrong in helping. True. I'm not even saying that. True. But what I'm saying is that I think that feeling of righteousness comes in because you feel that, I'm in a position where I'm actually supporting people. But I also realize I'm not a teacher. I'm not trained to be an educationist, right? And while we can intuitively teach children, I also realized I didn't have the methodologies to teach them in the right way. Sure. So I would go to these orphanages and spend most of my time chatting with the kids and eating samosa with them. And I thought, this is not a good way to experiment with other people's life, right? So I went back and I said, I'll help you fundraise for your non-profit. Oh, nice. And so I started fundraising. And then, always an entrepreneur at heart, right? And started seeing crowdfunding becoming a big phenomenon in 2012. Okay. MOOC was coming up as a technology. Which one? MOOC. The, mobile, kind of the organized communities, sure. Right? And basically, when you kind of look at all of those trends, I realized that the complete process was broken, right? So there was no efficiency in how actually people were fundraising. I was actually taking the same idea to 20 people in the US, in India, and I had to repeat myself again and again. And I just thought that, there should be just easier way for me to communicate to people. And then started meeting founder friends. So it was a very first principle based approach. Wow. And so I never looked around and said, who is doing it? Because in my mind, I was not building a startup.
Yeah. Oh, you were solving your own problem.
I was solving a problem and I was building a business which I was enjoying.
Correct.
राइट. सो अभी थोड़ा स्टार्टअप थोड़ा ग्लैमरस हो गया.
हाँ, उस समय तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे थे. हाँ, एंड यूजुअली द बेस्ट बिजनेसेस आर व्हेन यू आर सॉल्विंग अ प्रॉब्लम, इज व्हाट आई आल्सो.
एंड ऑल्सो दैट वो इतना नहीं सोचा, जैसे मार्केट साइज क्या है उतना नहीं सोचा एक्चुअली, ऑनेस्टली. राइट. आई नेवर ट्राई टू थिंक दैट हाउ बिग विल दिस कंपनी बिकम.
हाँ, कोई डेक नहीं बनाया.
कोई डेक नहीं बनाया. एंड आई वॉज नॉट इन अ हरी टू बिल्ड अ कंपनी. राइट. सो आई वॉज एक्चुअली टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. आई देन वेंट आउट टू अबाउट 100 founders. I spoke to about 50 investors. And I asked those founders, tell me your top 3 problems. Right. And they said funding. They said पैसे दिला दो यार, हम लोग की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगी.
Which remains the same today also in a way.
Because I think for a first time founder, fundraising is not his expertise. Right. And I think as much as we think it's intuitive, it is not intuitive.
It's not. A lot of founders come and say यार मुझे ना pitch करना बताओ, मुझे ये बताओ. Youngsters.
Pitch तो छोटी बात है वहाँ पे. I'll tell you what is more important. I think people don't think that 10 साल अभी आप लगाने वाले हो लाइफ की. There is no founders agreement. There is no, you are not understanding your legal documents. फिर founders बोलते हैं यार मुझे legal पढ़ना पसंद नहीं आया. वैसे नहीं होता है ना. मतलब when you go buy a house, आप पेपर पढ़ते हो ना घर का.
सही बात है.
पैसा लगा रहे हो वहाँ पे, पेपर पढ़ते हो. राइट. पर जब कंपनी जब स्टार्ट करते हो, फंडिंग रेज करते हो, लॉट ऑफ फाउंडर्स डोंट ट्राई टू गेट what is best for me. Right. And what works best for me, because it's a little fatiguing, because it's very complex. That is one. And there is too much of noise around it. So who do you now go to? Right. And always there will be a chartered accountant who will have a view. Right. There will be a legal person who will have a view. And when I was looking at it, I was like, this is so messed up. Right. There is no one place you can come to and find investors. You know, and that's how Let's Venture was born. So very, very first principle thing.
To solve the funding of that NGO is how you created Let's Venture as a tech platform.
As a tech platform.
Were you still coding and you were?
Yeah, so I have done the entire user experience of Let's Venture, entire user, and I still love my product. So I am a very product person. So any problem, I first look at if there's a technology way to solve it. Because honestly, I don't enjoy networking. No, and people say, no, how can you say that? I can't believe it. Like, you build Let's Venture as the biggest networking platform. But I go to an event. If I find somebody I like, or if I know somebody, I will go just in the corner and I will go talk to the person, and I will end up eventually talking to the same people, because I just retreat into my corner. I don't like as much.
You're very reserved.
I don't think I'm reserved. I'm just comfortable in more one-on-one conversations rather than, lot of meeting new people.
No, guys, it was not easy to get Shanti on the podcast. Obviously, she's a little shy while you've invested in more than 900 startups. They've invested in 900 startups, almost $10 billion.
Yes. I mean, the market cap of those companies
Is $10 billion. And that's huge. I think how many investors? About 20,000 plus?
No. So we have 5,000 investors on the Angel AIF, which is actually the accredited investors. And we have on the marketplace, we have another 14,000. But I would kind of look at my numbers as the 5,000.
5,000 close-knit.
Close-knit. And they have invested about 1,400 crores in the last 6 years.
1,400 crores. Wow, those 5,000.
All those 5,000 people.
Wow, that's amazing.
And honestly, today we've become a financial institution. And that was not the intent when I started Let's Venture. So that's what I said, as a founder, you go through a journey and you say, yaar, iske liye nahi shuru kiya tha maine. But of course, this has become what it has become today, which I'm very grateful for, right? People have trusted us with their money.
Yeah, and in those times, such platforms didn't exist. You were almost the first ones to...
Yeah, first tech enabled. And I have to tell you this one discovery which happened when we started building Let's Venture. So we built Let's Venture. And we took it to IIM Ahmedabad because they had an incubator. And I told them, can we onboard all your founders to the platform? Because we can help them fundraise. That time we had about 300 investors on the platform. And I thought every founder is going to jump and come, because I'm solving a founder problem. एक founder ने बोला, मैं नहीं बनाने वाला हूँ platform पे आपके profile. I said, why? He said, because there's that investor X sitting whom I can see who has invested in my competing company. So I don't want him to see my profile through the platform. And in 2013, we built a stealth profile on Let's Venture. So then, I was a little surprised because I was like, everybody is going to like thank me and be so excited.
So yeah, that's what you feel.
Yeah, और ये बंदा बोल रहा है नहीं हम नहीं करने वाले हैं आपके साथ.
मेरी पूरी information बाहर हो जाए.
Yes. So then what happened is that we went back, we launched the Stealth profile, where we said the platform is actually to give control to the founder. So you should be able to say that I don't want investor XYZ to see my platform, to actually see my platform. And that's how we've built the features on the platform, because we've listened to what founders want.
That's how any good companies.
Because I believe, and founders don't take enough credit for this, okay? We are actually in the center of that entire ecosystem. Imagine if there was no founder. There'll be no investor, there'll be no company, there'll be no service provider, there'll be no legal, there'll be nothing. Investors will find other avenues to put wealth.
True.
But, so founders are actually at the core of what we have built.
Yeah, absolutely.
My principle is that you get the best founder, everything else will happen, right? Like if I have the best transaction on my platform, investors आएंगे यहाँ पे. मतलब they will come. It has to be a little more exclusive, curated, well. So I think it is more, you have to think about the psychology on both sides and then build a product.
That's right. No, absolutely. It has to be connecting the dots. Yes. Right? For us, it's like connecting the driver to the customer to the bike. Yeah. You have to solve everyone's problem. Otherwise, you're lopsided.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but I think 13, 14 years of building this.
13 years.
13 years.
But it feels like still yesterday.
What's the best part that you enjoyed as a founder?
Meeting other founders. Yeah, because I think there's no fatigue in me. Like I have never felt, यार मतलब 10 साल हो गए. कभी नहीं सोचा.
Sure.
Right? Because I actually feel grateful every day.
Right.
Because I had not intended to enter this ecosystem. Like I said, I am become an accident. I was not like I'm desperate. एक company बनानी है मुझे. I need this visibility. मुझे वो desperation नहीं है. मतलब I just feel like, life is so much more beyond work.
You are a crazy tracker. We'll talk about that, by the way. Yeah.
Yes. So I also feel that you have to be spiritual about your work. It has to complete your life. Totally. It cannot take away your life.
Totally.
Right? Yeah. It has to be that which brings meaning to your life and brings more, it has to bring deeper meaning to our lives. And you will know this as a founder, right? Why do we go all of us struggle? Why do we put ourselves in this position?
True.
Right? But imagine, while I was walking through Zip, I just thought the first thing, look at the number of people whose families are running because of you.
That's right.
So there is a responsibility as a founder.
Huge.
You're creating so much employment. True. Beyond this, imagine the amount of employment you're enabling in your outer circle. Oh, yes. Right?
Correct.
You are kind of providing EV as a service, True. Right? And as a service layer has concentric circles outside. Oh, yes. Those are things you can't buy.
Yeah. That joy of seeing a delivery partner making money out of riding a Zip vehicle, making 35,000, going back home, helping his family and enjoying with his family is what gives me the biggest joy. Yes. And I'm sure that is the same with you.
Yes. And wealth creation then becomes accidental also. Right?
If you're chasing wealth, you will never be able to build a business. If you're chasing a dream to solve a problem and you are obstinate about it, then only you will be able to build a business, what I have learned. Yes. And nobody can teach you that. It has to come from within.
Yes. Yeah. And my thesis is that we are all going to die with money in our bank.
Yeah. Obviously.
मतलब पैसे आ जाएंगे. मतलब I don't think we are in a point when money runs our life. It enables us. Yeah. Wealth is always an enabler.
It'll be lying somewhere in the bank. What is you're gonna not eat money.
But I actually really loved that entire I just feel so good, Akash. And when I met you the first time, I did not realize that even that day, right? I was sitting and chatting with both of you. Yeah. And I just felt like, it is so beautiful, and I'm grateful that you're part of my portfolio. Like we have enabled your journey. And the fact that I didn't know it, I was in fact looking today at the emails which came to us because I was coming when we first did your transaction. Yes. And I was like, why did I not pay attention to this transaction? Because even at that time, you were number one. You were leading in terms of numbers. Because today, and that time, and this is the beauty about angel investing, actually, is that angel investing is cyclical.
True.
You know, you kind of do angel investing for 2 years, and then probably for a couple of years you won't do because you want to see how those companies
That's
are,
true.
are. So you're not blindly putting money
Yeah.
because we are not looking at it as an asset class.
Yeah, it takes time to mature.
It takes time to mature, and if you miss that information for 3 months, you've probably missed a very good company.
Could be.
And how do you keep yourself alert?
Yeah, you cannot.
Right? And I was wondering, like, why did I not look at this email which came? And I actually looked at my email box because the platform email has come, and I'll show you the metrics, and this is like, they've won so many awards. They've already it was at about 20 million ARR, or there was a very healthy number there.
Nice.
And I was like, why did I not look at this company at that point of time?
No,
Right? So it is my loss.
No.
No.
Finally, your platform invested.
No, I know, but as I'm saying, as a personal investor, it is so when you miss good founders, it's the investor's loss. So founder को तो पैसे मिल जाएंगे, because capital is a commodity today.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is sometimes investors think that मेरे पैसे से आपने कंपनी बनाया, नहीं आपने नहीं डाला होगा तो वो फाउंडर कहीं और से पैसा लेके आएगा.
Correct. No, you won't believe one of the investors, and this was in the US. It was late in the night. I was on a call with him. He asked me that, hey, why should we invest in you? I very clearly told him in that night, I don't know what I was thinking. I said that to grow your money. You're not investing. I'm sorted. Yeah. But if you want to multiply your money, that's why you should invest in me. Otherwise, I can't give you a better.
Yes. So, sometimes I think we give the over importance to capital.
Yeah.
Investors sometimes need to internalize that founders' lives changes by the number of doors you open, by that first check you enable. But if you are not the person, they will find someone else who will believe in that, right? Because creating a company is an insane journey, right? You know this, right? You have to have that ground belief in yourself, right? And when you have that deep belief in yourself, I think doors open.
Those will open.
Yes, doors will open. And we as a platform, we want to open doors for both founders and investors. Yeah. Like I told you, when I looked at that email, I was like, why did I miss this email? I always also think that as an investor, we are learning. Like when I look at some companies and I go back and see how well they've done, you have to do pattern matching, right? True. Constantly.
Yeah. That AI has to work in the back end.
In the back end, you have to do pattern matching to see, what was I thinking at that point of time? Why would I have let this go? Why did I bet on a founder where I was so sure that he's going to win, but he did not win?
But we are not always right. And now we are making up for it that you're here. Please talk about women as entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. You've been co-founder, CEO of Let's Venture. How easy or tough it is for today, and even at that time when you had built, for a woman to build a startup?
So I think this is the deeper question, right? Because I don't want to make it sound that, it's very easy. Sure. It is not easy, right? Because I think as a woman, I think you're tuned differently, right? I think and I'm not saying that, I think that's the difference in the genders, right? And we have to somewhere acknowledge those differences, right?
Some differences as humans between men and women will always
be there, right? Yeah. So I think as women, I think we are somewhere more, we want more clarity before we get commitment, right? Like in the sense that, okay, let me do a little bit more homework. Let me come to that 80% before I can go say that I'm ready for this, right? While for a male founder, maybe he'll be comfortable at 50.
That's true. Maybe
right?
30.
30, right? So I think that's because that we are always in a minority, right? Especially when you're building a company, when you're an investor. So you feel that when you go out there, you want to be very sure about what you're talking about, right? So that is the first kind of difference. But I think when I did my first company and I was the head of engineering at that point of time, I personally have never faced discrimination. I think people are they acknowledge. I think I feel that in the men in my life, right? In the people I have met, in my investors, right? people always acknowledge that what you're trying to do is hard, right? And we will support you. I don't like it when it becomes patronizing, right?
True.
Because I think, we know when we have got into a very difficult space, we know that somebody has our back, right? And I think what women need to learn is to ask for help.
Yeah.
And be a little more unapologetic. ठीक है, नहीं हो रहा है यार, I don't have to be perfect. अब नहीं हो रहा है तो नहीं हो रहा है ना, मतलब you have to go ask, because I think the outcome is more important than who is doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Building a company is more important than whether it's a man or a woman building it, right? At the end. Because the customer doesn't care.
Yeah.
Actually, the customer may not even know if there's a woman or a man behind it.
Yeah. A lot of them, they don't know, yeah.
Right? But I think now this generation is changing. I think they're a little more unapologetic, little more ambitious. And that's also because you have a lot more information in your hands. You are seeing other people take alternate path and succeed.
Yes.
I think parents are also a little bit more allowance of their choices,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
See, I never had a problem. I grew up in Jamshedpur, by the way, in Bihar. We were two sisters. And my dad would always say, ये तो मेरी बेटा है, right? And in fact, I had a friend who said, क्यों? बेटी तो सही है, बेटा क्यों चाहिए तुमको?
Why? Yeah, why are you saying that?
Yeah, why are you saying that? But he said, you just go out and do anything you want, right? Because they were so supportive of.
And I'm so happy that you're like, whatever, right?
Yeah, and they never said, यार ये पैसे चाहिए, ये कुछ नहीं, मतलब they just like, you should do well, you should be happy. And so I was fortunate that I had such supportive parents, but I've also seen my friends who gave up after getting into med school, after getting into engineering. नहीं शादी करवा दो, अभी इतना पैसा नहीं खर्चा करेंगे. So I think those times are somewhere changing, but I don't know how much of change is happening. I think it will still take a while for, also families to accept that the woman has an aspiration, that the woman has an ambition, and let me support it and not try to explain her aspiration to everybody else. So I think everything is evolving, but I also see that there's a lot of change in this next generation, and that's because probably we are also getting a little more wealthier as a nation, right? Like the middle class is growing.
No doubt.
Right? So as the middle class is growing and as the world is becoming more flat,
Yes.
right? Like we are all global citizens today, right?
Yeah, we know everything which is happening.
We know everything, we are connected to everything. And I think that opens up minds, that opens up avenues. So I think the world is changing, but hopefully, women will also take the opportunity and do more things, right? And not find excuses.
True.
It's a very complex response actually,
I know,
Akash.
I know.
Right? There's no right and wrong.
But maybe with your journey, can you give a few nuggets to the women who are listening? Because there are very few women founders come on the podcast. And I would want a few women founders to get, inspired by your journey. To say that which are a few things that they should do in their early years, early 20s, right? Which can propel them, if they want to get into an entrepreneurship or build businesses, create jobs. Any 2-3 things that that you would want to tell that if I am today, a 20-year-old, I should do these 2-3 things for sure.
One is, I think, work hard. I think there's no substitute for hard work. That's what I've realized. Like whatever I tell people whom I hire, there's no work-life balance. Your work has to be your life, has to be integrated into your life, right? Because if you're, वो बोलते हैं ना, जुनून नहीं है. यदि वो जुनून नहीं है ना, you can't build a good company. You can't build it on the side.
नहीं हो सकता.
That maverickism has to be there, right? And that requires hard work. You have to be willing to give up some things for that.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at it long term.
True.
मतलब अभी if I didn't go to that party or I didn't want to take a break very desperately, but I continue, though it's uncomfortable for me. I think when you cross that chasm, and that's what people have written books on, is you get into the flow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you are in that flow today when you're building Zip.
Yeah. Always.
Right? Because you have seen your 0 to 1 journey. Right. And when you look back, you feel like, oh, I don't know what that was, because today the problems are bigger.
Correct.
Right? But what I'm saying is that getting into the flow requires you to cross the point of discomfort to comfort. And that crossing over that zone requires hard work. That is the first message. I think there is no substitute for hard work. Okay, don't try to take shortcuts. You will not build something valuable if you take a shortcut, right? Because if it was so easy to solve a problem, lot of people will be solving it. In fact, just today, from yesterday to today, we've been sitting with our teams and, we've been looking at our next year's plans and what we want to do. And I was telling them, we should do this. They said, it's very hard to do it. I said, yeah, if it was, I like it that it's hard, that you're trying to crack a very hard problem. Because if you don't crack it, if it was easy, a lot of people will be doing it. Na? Matlab, that ability to think through a hard problem and solve it is actually what creates value. So that's the first point. Second point I think is very, very important is just be kind to yourself. I think you have to learn to acknowledge sometimes when things are not working and don't beat yourself up. I think being kind to yourself and taking time for yourself. I think the expression of self-love is very important as a woman. Because as a woman, we play the role of a nurturer in the house. You cannot give love if you don't have self-love. That's right. I think it is the most undervalued thing which we believe. We feel nahi wo karna, ye karna, wo karna. Okay, I will do things for myself later. I said no. You first do things for yourself. But that again, there is a border of how much do you give focus to yourself. So it's all very, very nuanced.
Very nuanced. Yeah. You need to know when.
You need to know. But I think that importance of giving yourself the space, being kind to yourself, loving yourself, that expression of self-love in whatever way. Like, I don't think when I say you have to work hard is you have to work recklessly hard. You have to work smartly hard and you should know when your body is asking you to stop. Go take a massage or go for a girls trip or do whatever needs you to rejuvenate yourself, right? That's important from time to time, right? So that is the second most important thing. I think the third most important thing is asking for help. I think as a woman we feel like actually, and that is very again challenging, Akash, because I keep telling people, see, when guys network, you can go to the bar and say, let's go for a drink. And I will sit with that VC and I will make, like, I know of a lot of young founders who've said, I ideated this whole idea with this analyst in that VC firm. I sat down, I took him out and I ideated it. And that VC then invested in me. As a woman, how do you do that? Thoda mushkil hota hai na wahan pe.
That's right.
Right? Because your ecosystem itself of women is small. So I think you have to be able to know that I think a lot of very good mentors are there in there. I think today's Indian ecosystem is very, very generous, I would say. I really love my ecosystem because I see people who are very successful. Like, look at you, right? I don't think that you could use the 1 hour for doing something else, right? But you're saying, okay, I will take the time out and I will build this podcast, right? Because I want to contribute to what I can contribute back to my ecosystem. That's right. So I know of large founders, I know of investors who are very, very busy. But if I pick up the phone on them and tell them, can you meet this founder? Like last week it happened. There was a healthcare company which came to me and I knew 2 healthcare companies who've raised like 40 million in Bangalore. I picked up the phone on both the founders. I said, can you meet this founder? I want your feedback. You won't believe it, Akash. Half an hour, both the meetings were scheduled for the same day because the founder was traveling and both of them met them. Amazing. Because they said, of course, kar lenge aapke liye.
So that's asking for help.
Asking for help, and I think our ecosystem is generous to give that support. I don't think I think we are maturing as a ecosystem. Big don't time. You feel that?
Big time.
There are less judgments.
Yeah, less judgments, open for help. I get so many founders come in, sit for 10 minutes, ask, help, fund, whatever, right?
And then you can go to another person.
I do that quite a lot, with meeting others and taking help. Can you connect me with him?
Yes. So, and because every founder journey is unique. Yes. Right? And there will be someone who will be able to give you a perspective. Yeah. That's all. That's true. I don't think they can tell you what to do. Yeah. They can only give you a perspective.
And then you can take
and then you take a decision.
Correct. So you've heard, I'm sure, crazy number of pitches.
Yes.
Yeah? 2,000, 5,000, I don't know the count. What is one red flag that you would say that this should not be there in, that's like, it's a reject, clear reject. Is there something that a founder should avoid?
So one is not being authentic. Right? When your numbers change in 30 minutes, you told me one number when you started, right? And then you kind of changed it and then you gave me a different number.
That's a big red flag.
It's a very big red flag because I think that, and if you don't know, not being able to acknowledge that I don't know, okay, I'll come back to you and then come back to me, right? Like a lot of founders will say, yeah, I think I'm not sure, I'll come back to you, but they never come back. तो मुझे लगता है ठीक है उसको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तब, राइट? आई थिंक दैट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज दैट लाइक आई सेड दैट जुनून जो होता है ना, एंड दैट यू कैन सी इट इजीली इन फाउंडर्स. आई कैन वेरी इजीली सी. I call it the blink moment of the investor.
Okay.
So you know deep down, no, if you are very attentive to the conversation, you know the genuinity of the other person.
After meeting so many people, you can figure that out.
Yeah, so that authenticism, na, I am never betting on the. In fact, a lot of times I forget to ask them which college you're from. कभी मतलब story चल रहा है अभी बताओ, and then later on I ask, okay, where did you do your education and what happened, because it actually interested me. Sometimes my conversation go on for 2 hours and I know that I'm not going to write a check. I will tell the founder that I can help you now in the next 3 to 6 months, but for now I want to hold off.
Sure. That's a very good thing actually. Yes. That should be the way the investors should work, and which is great about you, that you will tell right away that, hey, you're early, you're late, whatever it is, but these are the things that you should do. I think the feedback mechanism.
Yeah. What about you? Tell me as a founder, no? I would love to know, what are your red flags as an investor?
As an investor, for me, I think the genuinity of the product, right? Like I do a lot of pitches here, and when I feel that, there's something which is not right, and the founder is kind of, faking it, where it's the product that you're saying it's an organic product, it's not, or you're saying that I've built this AI, but it's not. I think that kind of takes me off straight away, right? So you have to be very true to, what you're building and kind of be on point, right? Because then it feels that, hey, you're here only for the funding, and then you don't know. That's not the right thing.
Yeah. And the reason why you're building this, no, the reason why you're solving for it,
the purpose
has to be very, very aligned to, because you're going to do this for the next 20 years, 30 years. Like I have a founder I've invested in. He gives me his 2040 ka vision. Always. He'll say 2040 tak ye ho jayega. And I know that his business has been a little slower in terms of just building. Because I think in India, na, 5 से 7 साल लगते हैं यार. वो कभी प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट फाइंड करने में उतना टाइम लगता है.
या नो डाउट लगता है इंडिया में.
इट बिकॉज द मार्केट्स आर वेरी डिफरेंट हियर, नो. कंज्यूमर इज वेरी ट्रांजैक्शनल, राइट? उनको इसे 5 रुपया इधर उधर होगा तो दे विल गो ऑफ देयर, राइट? सो फॉर यू टू बी एबल टू रियली अंडरस्टैंड द कंज्यूमर, it takes time. True. Right? It takes time to build that love for your product, right? And if you have that long-term vision, I'm also okay. I like, yeah, it's okay, because somewhere the reason why you invested is also important as an investor.
Very important. Yeah. What are the mega trends according to you? Now we are sitting in 2025. Any few mega trends that you can see where the founders should look at for sure when they're building out?
I think you have to look at technology now, right? Technology can be an enabler for a lot of things. So I think that saying that technology is only there to create efficiency may not be a good way to build a company, right? You want to look at, because of the way AI has accelerated in the last 6 months. That's right. I think we are very fortunate that we are, as founders, as an ecosystem, witness to the largest change which humankind will see in terms of technology enablement in the next 10 years. Imagine not being in this position where you cannot experience the impact closely, right? I think you have to somewhere think about, what am I doing today which probably will get replaced in the next 6 months to 1 year by a LLM or an SLM being built out by someone, and my job becoming redundant. I think that's a reality.
True.
Right? And I think that is actually it's a mega trend, because you have to look at your own industry
Yes.
and see where will disruption happen.
That's right.
Right? So I would not even call it I think it is more about the way you approach building a business, right? If I were to just take that, I think the deep internalization of technology intersecting with your own business and sector, and understanding where the disruption will happen, and I think it's important to understand that. That's one trend.
Right.
I think second is, I think a very large trend is going to happen is AI in the physical world,
Okay.
which is IoTs, robots, drones, right?
Yeah.
That is going to be a reality.
Industrial automation.
Industrial automation, right? And you can actually see people kind of starting to invest large checks in that area. And so wherever you see that there is a repetitive task happening, I think over the next 5 to 10 years, it will start to disrupt how we are going to see that space getting built out, right?
Big time.
Yeah. So again, something with AI, but it is AI in the physical world, right? I think and that kind of extends. See, we also launched a fund, Samved, right? I don't know if
Talk about it.
yeah. So I am one of the GPs there. We are 4 partners there, where we started a fund called Samved,
Okay.
right? Now the thesis of Samved is that we want to invest into India 2, which we call the India 2. So just for people who don't understand that India 1, India 2. India 1 is basically the top 50 million people who are today served by all the Flipkart, Amazon, all the large players today. They're all quick commerce, everything is serving India 1.
The tier one, the top 8 cities.
Actually, not tier 1. And the reason why I don't use the word tier 1 is because India 1 and India 2 coexist in the metros.
Oh yes. That's
Right? If you look at so anybody who has less than 10 lakhs of annual income falls into India 2. Right? So Samved's thesis is that we want to create productivity improvements, invest into productivity improvements for India 2, because that is what will lead to increased income, that will lead to more time available, which will then probably give them time to build secondary incomes, but will then create better wealth, better consumption, and that's which fuels the India 2 story, right? So we are very focused on saying, does this fit into India 2? Yes, no. Does it fit into India 1? But in spite of doing that, we've also kind of said that we have 1 or 2 antitheses in our portfolio saying that we really love the founder.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invest in this because as a fund, we are still founder first.
Right.
We have a thesis saying that we want to contribute to India's economic growth.
Right.
That is probably 90% of where my investments come. But if I see a very good founder, I love the founder, I know this is going to be like a success, or I think that I want to be part of this journey, that probably will be 10% of my investments. Because at the end of the day, I have to still return my fund. Right? And I'm not saying that India 1 are the only solutions which are going to return my fund, right? So we want to ride on that wave where we are seeing improvements in logistics, supply chain, right? We are seeing new income sources and new aggregation of platforms, which is actually creating better income possibilities for the India 2.
I can very clearly relate that we are actually enabling the India 2.
India 2.
The 25,000 people who deliver for our, with our scooters.
Yes, you are actually a absolute right example in India too. That's why I said, the purpose becomes bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful to have been part of that journey of creating purpose.
Absolutely. No, you've been right at the center of it. Shanti, a few quick ones, right? Like, you've built so many businesses within Let's Venture or around Let's Venture.
Yeah, not so many.
Like, I could see there's so many, there's Trika, there's something else, there's something else. So how does, how do you manage, and when do you think that, hey, while this is working well, I should do something on top of it, right? Some new service or some new offering, right? Is there a path to it? When should someone think about it? or it happens organically? Just want to know your thoughts on this.
So it's always first principle thinking, right? Because we meet like when I started Let's Venture, we were meeting a lot of family offices. They said, "यार, you build this for early stage, हमारे लिए क्यों नहीं बनाया platform?" So then we went and built Trika Capital, right? So always there is something where we start seeing a gap in the market in that private market space. So, but we are very focused on private market space, right? We are not trying to now say, I want to do funds, I want to do mutual funds, I want to do bonds. वो सब नहीं कर रहे हैं. Pure market. So I want to still be, because I think that market is still not deep. Like there is still a lot of opportunity to build more in that. We are now, I think now the story is changing, where India has now become the epicenter.
That's true.
The last 10 years, private market was the epicenter. I think now India is at the epicenter for Let's Venture. So now I'm seeing a lot of foreign capital wanting to come in. I mean, this has been happening. So in the last 10 years, we have investors from 60 countries on the platform.
And these are non-Indians also?
No, 90% are NRIs.
Mostly are NRIs, yeah.
But if you look at global, I think India is one of the stable geographies today, right? There's no there is nothing like, see, all the other tariff war, all this geopolitical will continue, right? That is part of life, right? But in terms of stability, we are the most stable country in this region, with the aspiration, with the growing middle class, with a growing consumption economy. Everything is going right for us as a nation, right? And that's why we have now become attractive. So for me, now when I look at it, I'm seeing the potential very differently now.
Yeah, the macros are very right for India at the moment, yeah. But so many startup investments, so many investors, I think still a lot of people have not tasted whether startup में invest करना चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए. आपके हिसाब से startup investment में पैसे really बनते हैं?
राइट? वो बनते हैं जब आप पोर्टफोलियो अप्रोच लेते हो, राइट? अभी आप एक कंपनी में 5 लाख डाला और वो सोचेंगे दैट वो 5 लाख मेरा 1 करोड़ बन जाएगा, नहीं बनेगा, राइट? अनलेस यू आर लकी, राइट? एंड यू डोंट टॉक ऑफ वेल्थ क्रिएशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ लक.
सही बात है.
आप प्रोसेस डालना पड़ेगा वहाँ पे, राइट? सो आई थिंक वन इज दैट फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड इट्स अ हाई रिस्क एसेट क्लास. अच्छा, and within startups, break up that asset class into 3 parts. Early stage is a different asset class. Growth stage is a different asset class. Pre-IPO is a different asset class. अब जब लोग startup बोलते हैं ना, सबको एक asset class बना देते हैं.
सही बात है.
So that's not how it works, right? So there are 3 different asset classes, right? And I think people have not internalized this. I actually see a lot of investors who don't have growth investing in their portfolio because they say I'm an early stage investor. वैसे नहीं होता है, right? So I think when you're thinking about wealth multiplication, you have to also think about wealth preservation, wealth multiplication. It is a complex subject. No, money is a complex subject.
It is.
So I think that startup investment में पैसे बनते हैं. But you have to know your thesis, you have to build your process around it, and you have to have the right people to talk to advise you, to look at information. I have seen a lot of investors, very random reasons why they've invested in a company.
Achha.
And if that reason, you should know the reason.
Correct.
And if you're comfortable with the reason, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
जैसे I have some investors who say, नहीं, वो बंदा यदि लिखेगा चेक तो हम लिख देंगे चेक. मुझे क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पूछना, बिकॉज आई नो दैट गाय एंड आई नो हिज एबिलिटी टू क्यूरेट, हिज एबिलिटी टू डिसाइड. बट बियॉन्ड अ पॉइंट, I think that we assume the other person knows everything. My learning in life is nobody knows everything. Everybody has their own places of not knowing.
True.
And I think it's important to know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So angel investing is about, if I were to summarize it, right? I think angel investing is about creating a portfolio of companies. So studies have shown that if you invest in more than 30 companies, you are bound to get returns. It will then return to you like 17 to 20%. but you have to invest in 20 companies.
70 to 20% IRRs you can get.
But how you pick those companies, that becomes important. What is the process? So I think there is a little bit of science behind it. It is not completely art.
Got it. No, it is not. 100%. Nothing is. I mean, money is not art. Money is a lot of science.
Yes.
So maybe one thing for an investor who wants to start up to invest in companies today, 2-3 things that you think that he should look at for sure. Maybe as a, because you are like the god of startup, curation.
No.
I'm saying from that lens, but 2-3 things ki dekh lo yaar, at least ye to dekh lo, and then take a bet.
So I think that one is don't write very large checks in your first 5 deals.
Split karo, portfolio.
छोटे checks लिखो. Because I think you'll start getting the sense.
Yes.
Right? So sometimes, I in fact have had investors who started writing 50 lakh first checks. I used to call them and say, यार आप 50 लाख मत लिखो, आप 5 लाख लिखो. And the investor calls me back, he's saying, आपने मुझे बोला, आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे मैं नहीं लिखूँ 50 लाख. I said, हाँ मैंने बोला आपको, because I think you will lose money. Right? So I think first is take small bets.
Sure.
That's the first very, very important aspect, right? Second is that don't write the check into the first startup you meet. Because you still your senses are still not tuned enough to understand whether, this is what you love to do, right? Because after you meet a company, you have to also talk to a lot more pitches, go through it. So you will start sensing, which are the companies where you're able to ask the right questions. I think there is a learning process there of being able to ask the right questions. I think that is the second. And the third most important thing is, after having 1 and 2 and after having written the check, forget about the check.
That's the very important one.
Yeah, so write it and write it off. Write the check and write it off after that. Because if you're not able to do that, you shouldn't get into angel investing. It is a very, very risky asset class, right? I do not want to quote it in any other way. For anybody looking at it this new, do not invest if it is not play money for you. If that capital is critical to your family, to you, it is not, you should not put it into the asset class, right? Because there will be fatalities. 90% of companies fail. I think there is a track record. Everybody knows all the data. People think that हम लोग डरा रहे हैं लोगों को. डरा नहीं रहे हैं, हम लोग सही बता रहे हैं आपको.
बिल्कुल सही है. मैं बड़ा खुश हो गया आपकी इस बात से कि मैंने 30+ कर दिया है, तो मेरे को लग रहा है अब कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ रिटर्न तो आएगा.
आप बताओ मुझे, हाउ डिड यू राइट योर फर्स्ट चेक?
मैं तो भूल गया पहला कौन सा था, बट फ्रैंकली मैंने तो ये देखा कि मेरे को कितने लोगों ने चेक दिया जब मैं शायद 2 बार फेल कर सकता था, बट मेरे में इंटेंट था कुछ करने का. तो मैं बस वो इंटेंट ढूंढता हूँ उस फाउंडर में कि अगर उसमें इंटेंट है एंड मुझे स्पेस समझ में आती है, मैं उसकी हेल्प कर सकता हूँ, तो मैं फंड कर देता हूँ.
परफेक्ट. एंड हाउ डू यू मेजर इंटेंट?
बाय मीटिंग द फाउंडर अ फ्यू टाइम्स. वो मैं करता हूँ कि एक ही बार मिलके ऐसे नहीं. वो 1-2 मैंने फोमो वाले करे हैं कि यार उसने कर दिया तो मैं भी कर देता हूँ. वो पहले 1-2 शायद ऐसे हुए होंगे, मतलब 5th 6th. बट नाउ आई हैव रियलाइज्ड दैट आई मीट द पर्सन अ फ्यू मोर टाइम्स, गेज हिज डेप्थ एंड रियली द वाइब बिटवीन अस, दैट ये वो एनर्जी है ना, ये 10 साल दौड़ने वाला है ना.
तो आप ये बताओ, इफ आई एम अ न्यू इन्वेस्टर, how do I get these founders to meet me? See, that is the problem I'm trying to solve at Let's Venture. यदि because आप आकाश हो, जिप इलेक्ट्रिक के फाउंडर हो, अभी फाउंडर्स आएंगे आपके पास मिलने, right? तो there is about, in my entire ecosystem, there are about maybe 500 people जो फोन उठाएंगे, फाउंडर्स आ जाएंगे उनके पास. Now, how does a guy who has never invested into this ecosystem, who people don't know, right?
As a founder.
as a investor also. Like मुझे वो पता नहीं वो बंदा है कौन.
सही बात है.
वो मुझे बुला रहा है, मुझसे 10 क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है, मुझसे टाइम, he is trying to build what you're telling, that I want to measure intent.
Yes, sure.
There is no way, because the founder does not have time to talk to those people. That is why I built Let's Venture. Correct. Because I am saying that you as an investor, the biggest thing in early stage is about access and trust.
It is.
And if you are not, for me, that is the bridge we are building. is आपको मैं वो access, so you have to somewhere think a little deeper. This is not just about funding.
It is not about funding. नहीं, मैं आपको एक उसका साधन बताता हूँ. आप हमारे साथ पार्टनरशिप कर लो, काश से आकाश के साथ. We'll get you the founders and we'll get you the investors also.
Yes.
You know, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Shanti, I have heard a lot about your treks, right? And we spoke about it also.
Yes.
थोड़ा मैंने कभी ट्रैक नहीं किया और मेरे को बहुत मन है.
Trek नहीं किया.
Trek, मतलब what are your areas of, you know, kind of taking it off? बहुत काम कर लिया, आप थोड़ा रिलैक्स करते हैं, क्या सब चीज़ें करते हैं, और ट्रैक में ऐसा क्या है जो कि करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए?
I'll tell you, trek, the reason I do, and nowadays what I've started doing is I've started picking up more difficult graded treks. Wow. I used to start with the easy ones, but now I look at my grading and I say moderate to challenging, I'll pick up that.
Wow. अच्छा, वो मतलब लेवल 10 वाला उठाते हो अब आप, हम जो बिगनर हैं.
थोड़ा high level, and the reason, no, why, is because as a founder I've realized that when you are in that place when there is no option, like मुझे अभी next 4 किलोमीटर चलना है, वहाँ पे कोई access नहीं है, अभी हम निकल गए हैं ट्रैक पे, and in that route there is no way to turn back. You have to go ahead. सही बात है. Because कैंप साइट नेक्स्ट टेंट पे, मतलब नेक्स्ट डेस्टिन, मतलब 3 किलोमीटर के बाद है, वो ऊपर नीचे पत्थर के ऊपर जा रहे हैं, राइट? एंड दैट टाइम इज व्हेन यू रियलाइज हाउ मच योर माइंड कैन प्ले विद योर एबिलिटी टू फेस दैट चैलेंज. एंड इट एक्चुअली इज वेरी, it is a very spiritual experience, because you have to believe in yourself, na?
It's you're connecting yourself.
You cannot act helpless, ना. अभी even if you're helpless, आप ही को चलना है ना. There is no other option, right? But I also think that it's just important to disconnect, because the treks are about no nothing, no.
Correct.
So I think that ability to just disconnect, and you know, the first trek I remember I did a Vipassana in 2016, okay? And I had just started 2013 I had started, and then when I went on the Vipassana, I gave my board 2 months notice. I told them I'm not going to be available for 10 days because I'm off network completely, right? And I, you know, told all my team members, and I thought when I come back, you know, there are going to be 1,000 emails in my inbox, and you know, the whole world would have changed by the time I come back. Kuch nahi hua.
Really?
Nothing happened.
Wow.
And then you realize that I think we attach more importance to ourselves than is needed.
सही बात है. हमको ये लगता है पूरी दुनिया हिल जाएगी, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ.
कुछ नहीं होता है.
वाओ, सब हो जाता है, मतलब everything figures out.
So then after that is when I said, okay, every year I have to give myself. That's why I talk about that self-love. I think what you love, like you love painting, you love music, you love, you know, I think everybody needs to have that one hobby which is not work. Which takes you, because then your life is not defined by work, and then you're able to build better relationships, because you are not meeting everybody and thinking इससे मुझसे क्या मिल जाएगा मुझे काम के लिए. So the transactional nature of conversations, of transactional nature of relationship starts to go away, because that's not what is defining your life. That's right? So for me, that just going into nature, just trekking, it helps me stay fit, because I have a fitness goal then, because I have to now do this. So I have done now solo trek. I did.
Solo trek?
So yeah, solo in Annapurna base camp. I actually did solo. Actually, I lost my mother 2 years back, and then that Diwali, all my friends were like, "Oh, your mom is not there. Why don't you come home? You know, why don't you?" Like everybody was trying to be supportive. So all my friends, like, you know, I know you're not celebrating Diwali, come. And I said, you know what, just leave it. I'll just go off to the Himalayas. So I did a solo trek. Amazing. Which actually gives you the time also when there's not too much. Sometimes when you go in a large group, you're talking so much that it's not giving you the break you need.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think the mountains are very different. It makes you realize how insignificant you are. And like I said, when you go away for a week and come back, you suddenly realize nothing has changed.
That's amazing then. Then you can do all the more often.
Yes, I don't know if you can do often. But then what I'm saying is that it makes you realize that everything is transient, no? So thoda sa matlab that
You can take a little bit of chill pill when your body and your mind needs to connect.
And I think, see, because entrepreneurship is such a long journey, like I feel like today is still like my first day at Let's Venture. I don't feel that fatigue. because I take these. I have created my kind of space where in the morning 7 to 9 I don't do calls, I don't do messages, I do my yoga, my whatever fitness weight training, I do my. So I think it's important to give yourself that time. Otherwise you get in at 9 o'clock and you're already tired because you're just
That's very important in a journey of a founder. You need to give that time.
because you're in the long run.
Yeah.
अभी आप छोटा sprint नहीं मार रहे हो ना.
Correct. Yeah. So that's exactly what I do. I go to the gym for sure. नहीं तो पूरा दिन मेरे को लगता है मैंने खुद के लिए तो कुछ नहीं किया. Right? Because here I'm all the time with so much action.
And I think fitness is so, I mean, it is sometimes underestimated. Like why people talk about, like, I think fitness is more about mind, body, integrating for you to be ready for the stress of the day.
Yes.
Because I don't believe that as a founder you should throw the stress on your team.
Yeah.
चिल्लाओ जाके वो सब cool नहीं है यार. मुझे I just find it so not cool.
Yeah.
Like you go and you start shouting at everybody because you just don't have control on your emotions, right? And you have a huge bad day and the whole organization knows about the bad day. No, you have chosen to be the founder. Correct. You are earning all the upside on equity. Na? Keep that to yourself and take care of yourself.
Yeah. Then how does the founder manage all the stress? आपका ये एक मैं last question पूछूंगा. That yes, there'll be a lot of ups and you are responsible for so many lives, the investor capital. How do you manage that within the team, right? It's very tricky, right? On one hand, you are the most passionate also for your business, right? If you know that, hey, why can't this be done if I could have done it? So how do you kind of navigate that leadership funnel at that maturity? And I'm sure you've gone through that journey. So wo would be possibly my last question because I know we are all.
But I also want to know your perspective there. एक बार आप बताओ, because you have built an amazing company. And like I said, you know, when I went to Ahmedabad last time, there were so many investors, like Zip Electric is my portfolio. And I'm like, what's happening here? Like, no, I really I'm so excited. You know, when you see that love for investors for the founder, I want to ask you that, and then I will come to my perspective.
No, I think for me, it is more about getting the team to know very deeply in terms of how I'm thinking and that I am really very passionate about it, and to share that with them and communicate a lot more. So they see my best sides, they see my worst sides, they see my excited sides, they see my sad sides.
So vulnerable.
Yeah. I think I am very out there in who I am. I don't hide in my appearance in any way. I think I'm very expressive also. A lot of people tell me that your emotion is very clearly visible. And I think team also sees that, right? And I think at a point in time, I feel that if they connect with that emotion of the founder and they imbibe that, hey, this guy is like this, but this guy is on the right track. So we know that he has his high points and he has his, good points and bad points, but we like him for what he is because he's passionate about the business. That connection and understanding, once that happens, then everything looks okay.
But how do you manage like a large team and, when younger people who actually look up to you, how do you?
Communicate a lot more. I try to do that. Like I have like 10 sets of meetings where I'm meeting my driver partners in the top driver partners every month. I'm meeting the top performers every month. I'm meeting, the field teams. I'm meeting the city teams. I'm meeting the city heads. I'm meeting the, different teams in different formats. And then we have town halls where we communicate everything that comes to our mind. So a lot more communication channels and putting it out there. Anyways, I'm now on Instagram also. So they see me, what all he's talking there. So it's very out there in the open. Be real.
And you're not worried about judgments.
I am not worried about judgments. I think that stage is gone now. Yeah.
So for me, the way I manage stress, and maybe there's something to learn from you there. Right? Because I'm a little bit more guarded. I'm not as vulnerable. And I think maybe just because I personally don't have fear of failure. Right? मुझे लगता है यार कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Because I know that I can work hard. So I always tell people I can outsmart people with my hard work. I may not be IIT, but I will outsmart people and I will get co-founders who are IIT. So,
thumbs up on that. Yeah, same here.
But I think the way I manage stress is I am a little more, I am the sucker to the thought that the universe has my back.
Wow.
So मुझे बहुत ये deep faith है that कुछ something is there bigger than me which will watch out for me, right? And because we are very authentic in what we are building, like I have never faked, or I have never done something which I think is ethically not right for the business. So the stress is never about अब क्या करेंगे ना, मतलब वो stress नहीं है.
Sure.
Of course, business is not doing well, right? Or there is some investor who's not happy, or there's a founder and there is a little bit of stress on cash flows. I feel ये solve हो जाएगा.
Wow.
Right? So for me, I don't bring the stress out to my team because I feel that I don't want that stress to percolate. But I'm very fortunate because my team absorbs the stress before it sometimes comes to me. Like they are like, हम लोग इतना front line पे लड़ रहे हैं. Like आपको चलो, let me protect you. So somewhere my stress is more coming from things which are outside, like बाहर से जो आ रहे, which doesn't kind of impact them. But from a business running, cash flow perspective, I think I have a very good team internally who kind of works very hard. They think for the business. They are excited for what we are building. And that is what is important.
That's very important.
And of course, transparency, I completely agree with that. Completely transparent, but I may not be as vulnerable because I just think that यार बात करने से ना, that fear starts to percolate is what I feel.
Okay. Okay.
For me, I feel that, and I am pretty calm. Like even if shit is hitting the roof, I don't react too much because मुझे लगता है यार क्या होगा यार, मतलब what can happen.
I love that thought, and I'm taking a leap from that there's a large force which is behind us.
Because nothing is happening in our lives without that bigger force. इतना बड़ा कंपनी आपने अकेले नहीं किया.
नहीं हो ही नहीं सकता.
You are a channel to something who's much bigger.
Team and the larger.
Yeah, there's a larger force, there's the right timing, there's the right place. And you are just, and sometimes those thoughts will come to you, the right people come into your life, right? वो सब तो इतना orchestration हम लोग human beings नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं कर सकते. I totally agree. Wow, I love that thought. And that's an amazing optimistic thought that should be carried by every founder.
You have to believe that the universe is looking out, watching out for you.
Watching out for you.
मतलब नहीं तो फिर तो मजा ही नहीं है ना life में.
Amazing, Shanti. That was amazing thought, and I'm taking that forever with me. I'm gonna type it somewhere, put it on my desk, because that's what should keep us moving.
Yes, like Paul Coelho says, right? That he says that when the universe conspires to make you successful.
किसी चीज को दिल से चाहो तो.
दिल से चाहो तो
पूरी
कायनात आ जाती.
Amazing, lovely. Thank you, Shanti, for coming on the Akash Gupta show and Kash se Akash.
No, thank you for hosting me.
Lovely.
Thanks.